Good morning, church family. It's day 4 of our Vision Prayer Week, in which we are asking God to help us to accomplish our mission in the Boyceville and Glenwood City area and surrounding communities. One of the most powerful ways we can witness for Christ without words is by submitting to the authorities that God has placed over us. That's what Peter tells us in his epistle, 1 Peter chapter 2, beginning with verse 16, says, "Live as free people, but do not use your freedom as a cover up for evil. Live as God's slaves. Show proper respect to everyone. Love the family of believers. Fear God, honor the emperor. Slaves, in reverent fear of God, submit yourselves to your masters, not only to those who are good and considerate, but also to those who are harsh. For it is commendable if someone bears up under the pain of unjust suffering because they are conscious of God." And going on, skipping down to chapter 3 and verse 3, "Wives, in the same way, submit yourselves to your own husbands, so that if any of them do not believe the word, they may be won over without words by the behavior of their wives, when they see the purity and reverence of your lives." So there are 3 areas here in which Peter specifically tells us we can witness powerfully for the gospel of Christ in our lives by serving government authorities. Even if we don't agree with government, we can still honor and pray for our leaders. We have to realize that most people who become public servants, who go into whether it's police work or firefighters or legislatures or government officials of any kind, that they go in with the intention of public service and of trying to make the world a better place. And they put up with a lot of abuse. So we should pray for them. And even though they disagree with each other and we may disagree with them, we can still submit to the authority that God has placed over us with reverent fear and respect and pray for them. Slaves, servants, employees who serve cheerfully stand out and shine for Jesus. Now, isn't slavery an evil institution? Why would Paul encourage slaves to serve their masters well and cheerfully? Yes, slavery is evil, but cheerful service is a powerful witness, even when we are suffering unjustly. We don't always have to be right. We don't always have to have things our way. And Paul says even wives can win their husbands to Christ by being respectful, by giving them the honor that they deserve as the head of their home and respecting them for who they are. So I had an opportunity to observe this recently. My wife and I don't go to Subway very often, but we did have time to cook, and so we went to the Subway restaurant here in Boyceville, and a young lady prepared our sandwich. And as she was working on our sandwiches, I thought, I'm not sure I could do her job all day long, just asking people, what kind of bread do you want? Vegetables with that? What kind of meat? Do you want that toasted? Uh, any sauces on it? Cookies, chips, soda? What would you like? And all day long, she's asking people what they want, how they want their sandwich prepared. And nobody ever asks a sandwich maker at Subway what they would like. So I'm sure it makes for a long day. But this young lady uh, prepared our sandwiches cheerfully and served us well. And that to me is an example. It is possible for us to serve begrudgingly, and that shows. But when we serve cheerfully, it is a powerful witness. One of the most powerful ways that you and I can witness for Christ without words is by submitting to the authority that God has placed over us, by being willing to be servants. Consider that Christ changed the course of human history because he came as a servant. Who are you going to serve today? Go get them, church.